Okay, picking back up on Long Live the Pumpkin Queen, Chapter 9. I hurry through the gates of Valentine's Town, hating the silence, the stilled air, and back into the shiny rose-tinted forest. I think of Jack deep asleep in our bed, Zero waiting at his side, and I know I need to travel to another holiday door. I need to be sure there must be someone awake in one of the towns, someone who can help me. At the grove of trees, I touch the only familiar door, a green tree etched into the wood, with full colorful bulb ornaments painted on the limbs, a star at the top, and ruby red crescent with gold ribbon set at the base of the tree. This door will take me to Christmas Town, the place Jack has visited several times. Maybe Sandy Claus will be able to help me. The cheerful elf-like men who once saved us from Oogie Boogie. I pull open the doorway and let the cold, snow-dusted wind pull me inside. Jack has talked of Christmas Town so many times. The layers of soft snow, the gingerbread houses where Santa Claus lives, the bustling townsfolk preparing for their holiday. But when I make my way into the town, lit by a string of tiny, colorful lights, several small cottages line the snowy streets, I find it unusually quiet, especially with Christmas a little more than 2 months away. I listen to the sing-song of voices of the elves. Jack describes to me one night before we were married, when we sat beside the fireplace in the room drinking slugness tea, as he told me stories of the other towns. His eyes seemed lit from within, even brighter than the fireplace, as his hands waved in the air to the description every little detail he loved. The other holiday towns couldn't wait. Share each one with me, but now I'm starting to worry he won't get the chance. Now I'm traveling to another holiday on my own without him. Santa Claus, I call out, peering up each empty, snowy street. At least I came to a rather large gingerbread house at the far end of town. I knock at the rounded door, decorated with white frosting and green tinsel, but there's no answer. Cautiously, I open the door and step inside. Crossing the living room, settled in a overstuffed chair beside a fireplace. The fire is still crackling, hazelnut roasting in a pot over the flames, and a cup of cocoa with tiny bobbing marshmallows on the table beside him. Is Santa Claus asleep? He looks rather peaceful, in fact, snoring quietly, muttering to himself. A sprung of mistletoe hung by him. He could easily be fooled into thinking he's simply taking a quick afternoon nap, except when I touch his hand and say his name. He doesn't stir awake. Instead, a cloud of sand spills out from his thick red coat onto the floor. I back away from him, wiping my fingertips across my dress. The same chill I felt in Valentine's Town, clambering down my skin, and I slip back out through the doorway into the snowy cold. I enter a large gingerbread workshop a few yards away. 3 dozen tiny elves with bells in their hair and ribbons around their wrists, just like Jack described, are also asleep. They assembled their presents at the standstill, spun ribbons lying in lumps on the floor at their feet, no songs whistling from their lips while they work. I close the door to the workshop and rush back towards the forest. I turn in a circle at the center of the grove of trees in Christmastown, deciding. My eyes settle on a giant egg painted with pasty hue of peach, and spring sky blue. I remember the Easter Bunny who, lock, stock, and barrel, accidentally kidnapped last winter. He seemed harmless enough, a creature who hopefully comes from a realm where nothing to fear. So I step forth and touch the shiny doorknob. My pulse quickens in my throat, and I pull open the door, step into the dark of the tree, pinwheels through the doorway, and land in a warm, spring-like forest of Eastertown. But beneath my palm, the grass feels all wrong, woven and paper, not like grass at all. It even has a strange pasty hue, as if it's been dyed using green clovers or swamp water, and it crumbles beneath my black shoes as I walk up the meadow path towards Eastertown. The air is mute and quiet, and my eyes scan the meadow for signs of anyone awake, but instead I find something else, nesting among the tall grass and tucked along the swell of wooden fence. The borders the path. Countless small eggs are all painted in shapes and parcels, just like the door, with sit, perch, and knobs, and several oak trees, and long board with blooming tulips, as if they had hidden and now are waiting to be found, plucked from the ground and kept as souvenirs or prizes. I can't imagine anyone would gather eggs of such unusual color. Surely they're poisonous. If these eggs were discovered in Halloween Town, they would certainly be some sort of malice or cruel trick awaiting inside. I thought, shudder quick enter my mind. I wish Jack were here. He would know what the eggs mean. He would know if I should be afraid of this place. But I stiff down and uneasy and continue on up the path, where the gate into Eastertown arched up towards the perfectly pale sky, looking like a braided basket with a tall looping handle interwoven with daisy and poppies and other spring flowers. This is an odd town, I think, as I pass through the gate, but I quickly realize it's hardly a town at all. There are no shops, no buildings, nor a town square with a bubbling candy fountain. Only a mass wildflower meadow with holes dug into the earth like worms? Wovens, placed where rabbits make their homes. The path ends at a small gazebo, a square wooden sculpture painted with yellow daisies and colorful tulips, mirroring the field of flowing that surrounds it. I edge close to the gazebo. That's the word. Peering inside, with low wooden tables are laid with baskets, each filled with a dozen or so eggs and the same odd grass from the forest. The grass jars with ink water set alongside the dozen circles of pallets of watercolor. This must be the place where the eggs I saw along the path are painted, but there is something else inside the gazebo. A dozen rabbits are gathered together as if they're cluttered in the center of the open air structure, terrified before being covered by a cloud of sand that knocked them unconscious, and lying on the white wood step that leads up the gazebo as if he tried to fend off something as it drew closer, is a single rabbit larger than the others. His fur is a buttery pink like melted strawberry ice cream, and he wears a cream white sash that reads Happy Easter. He is asleep just like the others. My fabric chest feels tight as I sprint back up the path to the woods, a new kind of panic burning in my throat behind my eyes. What if no one is awake anywhere? At the grove of trees I chose another door, a large feathered turkey painted onto the bark. Before I let the doubt of fear take root, I yank open the door and step through. The wind is cold and bitter in this town. The scent of autumn is in the air, leaves turning copper and shades of sunlight. They crash under my feet as I walk, and let almost feels like home, like Halloween Town, except for a hint of snow in the air, winter creeping closer, a later season. I follow the dirt path out of the woods towards a cudgeled wooden sign hung over the town gate, crackling in the wind. Thanksgiving Town, it reads. Already the air feels too still, but I pass through the gate and down into the small village where the town sits, cradled by farmlands and low hills on all sides. Crops of corn, wheat, and even pumpkins line the surrounding fields. My shoes kick up dust as I walk down the main street, bordered by homes made of fresh-cut logs, the scent of smoke hanging in the air, coiling up the chimneys, and for a moment I think there is a sign that someone in the town might be awake, but there is no voices, no stirring footsteps, no one tending to the bar fields. It's just an abandoned quiet as every other town I visited. but at least I do see someone. A man is lying face up on the front porch of a small log house. A carved pipe rested between his fingertips, the embers extinguished, and with each exhale a soft spout leaves from his lips, making his mustache quiver. Through the open doorway behind him, I see others inside the house, sitting along a long wooden table, as though they just sat down to dinner, except they are slumped down in their wood chairs, foreheads pressed to the plates, with bowls of soups, steaming coffee, cups tipped over, forks still clustered in their hands, sand at their feet. After I found the secret room, after I find the secret hidden door, after I ran to the cemetery and fell asleep beneath the pale full moon beside Spiral Hill, with the bearded man slipping through each doorway into every town, putting every resident to sleep, while I wandered through the house, feeling relief to finally be alone. Saving each quiet moment was the creature sneaking through doorways. Yeah, no shit there, Sally. Whatever. I did not, while he tore through these helpless towns, blowing sand into the faces of everyone he found. A chill sunk down each of my seams. I did this. This eerie hush of this town is bone-breaking. The quiet has crept into every corner of the floorboards. Nothing awoke, nothing left, and I feel hollow as I hurry back to the woods. The frayed edge of my thoughts saying to quickly circle over and over the same idea. What if I can't find anyone to wake them? What if I'm the last one? I pass a flock of wild turkeys darting through the trees, startled by my footsteps, making odd, wobbling sounds like they're scurrying away, quick and frightened, quick enough that they manage to avoid the creature's sand. When I reach the grove, I'm out of breath. The leaves in my chest stir wild, manically, like they might burst through my seams. But I have to see this through. I need to know for sure that there's no one else awake. In 4th of July town, bright explosions light shake the starless sky, but even for all the whirling, crackling noises, everyone I find is dozed quietly in their dome-shaped homes, ceilings all made of glass to see the night sky, and not even the pinwheel of colors, starlight erupting from the town can wake them. It's just the same as all the other towns, sand scattered across sleeping bodies, caught in their hair, some with eyes still open, as if watching the exploding sky above. My body quivers, vibrating the dread becomes something else, a horror knowing I might be the only one left. I sprint back to the woods, leg wobbling each stride, because when I reach the grove, I know there's only one town remaining. Okay, so that is chapter 9. Thank you all for coming along with this ride. I hope you're enjoying it so far. I hope you're enjoying the music. Please like, share, subscribe, all the fun YouTube stuff. It really does help my channel grow. I really do appreciate it. Thank you all so much, and have a good one.